of faith is disturbing.
Believe it.
What's going on, Geeks? This is episode 413 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name's Cody Armour, and I'm here with Jonathan Nichols.
What's up?
This week, we're geeking out about video game mods, the new Predator's Hairline, and your favorite actor, Mr. Beast. He's your favorite. Don't lie.
He's 100% my favorite.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily mean you, but, you know, the listeners. They secretly all love Mr. Beast as their actor. I don't know if he's actually been in anything else besides YouTube. But he definitely has been on camera.
Yeah, I like how his thumbnails are just basically a Photoshop smile on his face. And he's just like,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Yeah. He's an interesting dude. There is the Walmart by our neighborhood is got a Mr. Beast, like the restaurant isn't Mr. Beast, but they sell a Mr. Beast burger. It's gotten
Okay.
really weird. So at first it was a chicken place and they had the Mr. Beast burger, and I was like, all right, I guess that kind of makes sense. And now it's this weird conglomerate. Everything is like branded with Baba's Kitchen, which is euros and things, but they have like Cheesecake Factory cheesecake and they
that.
call it Cheesecake Factory Bakery. It's a conglomerate of things, and so they sell the Mr. Beast burger there too. But it's like you can get a euro, a pancake, and a Mr. Beast burger if you wanted.
It sounds like a midlife crisis as a restaurant.
Yeah. I was so confused. I can't remember what it's actually called, because Baba's, even though that's all the branding all over the store, is not what it is. It's the something, you know,
It's called the
conglomerate
something. Just
thing. The something, yeah.
What do you
It
want?
really should be like, I don't know. Like, where do you want to eat? I don't know.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
We'll take you
I
there.
was about to say that. Like, there it is. That's it. Someone finally did it. Some disgruntled husband was like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
And then,
But I also, like, Mr. Beast has a candy bar, right? And then a YouTube show and a burger. I'm like, what is Mr. Beast the brand at this point? I really
money.
don't know.
He's a money
Yeah.
printer.
Yes, that's true. And then he gives a bunch of it away. So nice of him. He's worth a lot of money, though.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Uh,
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was
That would be cool.
He was on Joe Rogan a couple of, like, maybe a year ago, and he's like, yeah, we still borrow, like, just tons of money still. Like, we make it all back, but we borrow, like, take loans out. I'm like, that's scary. I could imagine.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't do it? That's crazy. Loaning money out still. That's wild. Before we get into what we've been gaming, we also went to the Renaissance Festival this weekend.
Yep.
Very cool. It was really fun to hang out with you guys.
Got a little wet. We got a little wet. It rained, but it was good.
Yeah, so it's open from 10 a.m. to 10:30, right?
Something like that, yeah.
To
6?
6.
Yeah.
6. And around 2 p.m. it was just torrential downpour.
Yeah.
We toughed it out. We were there till 7 o'clock. But it was me and my wife. Jonathan and his wife did not make it. Understandably, it was cold.
We were like, I was fine. I actually enjoyed the temperature drop, and I was like, I could do this, but I'm going to be miserable on the way home. To be like, because I was drenched.
Just
And then, like,
wet and soggy.
we were like, oh, we're gonna like duck into a shop, and then we go to a shop, and there's like 50 people just like sitting there, and we're like, okay, we'll go to the next shop. And it was the same thing. Every shop was full of people huddling.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, we'll just go. But
Well, it got really crazy. So we went out to the car at just the worst time and came back to the fair in the rain. And we're like, we got to get to the castle, because it's the Castle Muskogee, this fair that we went to, has this giant indoor castle, like event center thing. It's not giant, but comparatively, if you've been to a run fair, it's a big building for a run fair. And I thought that they had like a capacity counter, because there was a line out the door. And so I thought they were like counting people in and out because they were at capacity or something. Well, the line kind of dies down, and so we get up in there to figure out, like, and get ourselves in line basically to get in. and people are literally standing at the door, and there's just so many people at the door waiting to go outside that it looked like there was a line, but it was just people not being able to get through
So
the crowd.
they started the chess game. Those mad lads were like, "Oh, we know it's raining, but we got a solution." And they just rolled out the chess match and just lying there. Everyone sit back. And we're like, we're gonna get crushed in here. Like we were stuck like right by the door where it was like they sold like honey or I don't know what it was, but they like sold some random. And we're like this little booth. And we're like, we're never getting out of here. And people were just coming in. It just kept filling up, and they just started playing the chess game. And we're like, where's everyone gonna fit?
Oh, like the performance, like the play performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
That would be insane. Yeah,
I'm like,
just
man,
get trampled. It was definitely an experience. I'm glad you guys had fun though. We had a ton of fun. We've come to realize that we know a lot of people.
which was fun. It felt like seeing another side of the festival when it's like
Mhm.
you're like going like, hey, it's like some random performer, and it's like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad y'all are social.
So it's kind of we've been going for a few years now, and we do the Friends of Festival, so it's kind of the like almost like VIP passes for those who don't know, and you get like they do a potluck, and we didn't stay obviously for the potluck very long this year, but when you do the potlucks, it'll be like Friends Affair, and a bunch of the cast will come out and eat, just kind of hang out with you, and there's a lot of other things like that, like the float trip. For those who don't know what a float trip is, my goodness, I always forget about that. I didn't know what a float trip was until I got to Arkansas. Float trip is this amazing thing where it's like a lazy river, but in nature. You get a raft and you just float down a river, and it's the best. But Friends Fair, we do a float trip, and some of the cast and stuff go.
That's
with
really
you for
cool.
that.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But
If
yeah, it's a little. It turns into kind of a little community for sure.
I eventually we'll dip our toes into that, but
Yeah,
we're not there yet.
all good.
We're gonna end up going for the next 2 weeks.
hmm
So yeah, I didn't quite get my fill this last weekend because we got rained out. But, you know,
Yeah, lots to do for sure. Um, we can move on to the games we've been playing. I haven't played a lot of it, but I'm still playing Rift Apart, and I'm still liking it. I've just been Red Fair makes us very busy. Um, I have not had time. I'm trying to watch TV shows. I don't even have time to watch the TV shows I want to watch. Andor's out. The first episode of that is great. I'll talk about that in a bit. Last of Us, I'm behind on now. 'Cause it comes out on Sundays. We're gonna be at Run Fairs on Sundays. But I don't have time during the week because we're like prepping basically for the weekends.
yeah,
Probably not the most healthiest of lifestyles, but uh, plus, oh, and that I forgot that I've been doing that. Also been really busy with posting little videos on YouTube and on TikTok. I think it's TikTok / Cody Armour, however they do it, at Cody Armour.
Mhm.
I think they do the @ sign for the URL, if I remember correctly.
I think so too.
But that's been really cool. And basically the TikToks have just been, I've done 5 of them now. I did 5 days, and they are on my fundraising journey. We'll kind of document that as it goes. I'm really excited for that. For those who don't know, I'm fundraising to do Geeks Under Grace full time. And so the videos aren't necessarily to like, oh, please give me money. I'm hoping that it can kind of document the journey so people that are also wanting to fundraise for their missions or nonprofits or what have you are able to kind of take it and use it as a proof of concept of like, well, it worked for him, so I can follow what he's doing and get some inspiration and some techniques from it. It's kind of funny because right now I've raised $0, and so it's funny because these videos that I'm making, they hold really little value right now as they're coming out. Like they're how-tos on something that may or may not work. Like I haven't proven it to work. And so I'm really excited about that idea of this, like they hold no value now, but if it works out for me, then they're worth a whole bunch, right? Because then it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, he did it. You can do it. So I'm really excited just by that. Like, I don't know. The excitement of all of that. But I've been spending a lot of time on little videos as I dip my toes. I used to make YouTube videos. We talked about this last week, and it's been really weird to make videos again. Um, even as simple as these ones have been.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch all
What have you been
those.
playing? Yeah,
Um,
they're short. They're like minute, 2 minutes.
I've been playing Oblivion, the remaster.
Nice. The remaster. Okay, I was like, did you go back or?
So I couldn't. The original didn't age well, and I got stuck, and somehow I locked up the game.
Okay.
So I waited, got the remaster. It's phenomenal. It's the same game, but they've made some minor tweaks. Again, they really did it. They somehow took the source code of the original and shoved it into Unreal Engine 5. So like everything's the same, but it's got a new layer of paint. Updated the combat a little bit, so it feels a little better. And then they added a sprint, which wasn't there. And so,
Okay.
because before you kind of did like a very slow, lethargic jog. That was your max
That
speed.
sounds awful.
And then they're like, hey, what if we just made you Usain Bolt? And so you just like take off running. The animation's hilarious because it's like this full big like arms are swinging. Like it's ridiculous. It fits.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say that would be my first mod. Would just be like, speed up, let me run.
yeah,
In an old Oblivion.
when I played the original on PC for the first time, I was like, oh no. So yeah, I downloaded like 5 sprint mods. But I haven't yeah, I haven't this this is a bit of a spoiler, but I haven't touched mods. I'm going through completely like pure, like just I gotta play it for
Okay.
what it is. But
That's all good. I was gonna say we can segue pretty well into the news with that, if you'd like. I'll let you take the gaming.
yeah, so
You
Ghost
can
of
start with Oblivion.
Oh, okay. I was like,
It doesn't have to be in a particular order. I've set them up for failure.
so the Oblivion remaster already has mods. I think it took like less than an hour, and people were already cranking
Which
out
is
mods.
insane.
Yeah.
I know it's just an Unreal Engine version, but like, I know zero things about programming. I would think that would be impossible.
So okay? So it's the original game code. So I guess they're taking older
Uh-huh.
mods and then like figuring out how to squeeze it in. It's impressive. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
It has 997 mods currently. So
That's wild. It's so many too.
yeah, it's some of them were fixes. It still has the original bugs, so there's definitely like some issues. A couple of reshaders. They people are really upset that the lighting is a bit different. I think it has more color than the original, but the saturation was cranked up to like 3,000, and so like a piece of grass was almost neon green, and like people are upset that this is a little bit more realistic, and so they had reshaders. I didn't know this, but apparently they only had gets into the mods because people are unmodding stuff, I guess is how you'd say it. But like they only had like 4 voice actors originally. So like it's the same voice
Yeah.
actor. Like I think was it Linda Carter that did the voice?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, yes. So she did the voices of all the female characters. One voice actor, okay? It's our voice actress. So they brought in like all these different voice actresses to come in. And people are like modding them out because they're like, no. This isn't
It's
right.
gotta be Linda Carter.
Like I forgot how many male voice actors, but it wasn't a lot. It was like 3 or 4 total in the whole game. And
That's wild.
so yeah, people are unmodding. They're like undoing it. They're like, it's not good enough.
It's so funny.
So, but I'm trying to play it
That's cool.
without mods. Get the full experience.
Nice.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, and then Ghost of Yotei,
Mhm.
just got a release date.
Yotei, I think.
Heard someone call it Yoti or something like that, and just uh-oh.
Yep.
My light went off. Anyway, oh, I think it died. Oh, okay, there it is. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so they got a release date for October 2nd, 2025.
Which is way sooner than I thought we'd be getting it.
I agree, because they just showed it off earlier this year, didn't they?
I believe so.
Or was it?
Yeah. It might have been late last year, but I mean,
Yeah.
no earlier than November.
I was gonna say, I feel like it was revealed, and maybe at the Game Awards.
That sounds right.
But yeah, so anyway, they I thought it would be 2026 at the earliest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 'cause usually they announce a game, and then you gotta wait 6 years for the game to come out.
mhm.
So I think they've gotten better at that. It's gotta be really difficult to um, keep something a secret that long, I would think. But I'm really excited about it. The ending, not to give too much away, but the ending of the trailer is like where it all began, and it looks reminiscent at the very least. It was seen from Ghost of Tsushima,
Hmm.
and so I'm really excited about that. I think that would be really cool if it calls back to that game in some way.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But we will see. I will play it. I really want our worship pastor to play it.
Oh yeah, he hasn't played it
Because
yet.
he's such an Assassin's Creed fan, and I'm
Um,
like, you would love Ghost of Tsushima at least.
doesn't this take place like 100 years or so after the first one?
Yeah, super weird. There should be guns.
Yeah, which
I think like
I think they teased
like
guns.
very rudimentary guns, but huh?
I think they teased guns in the first trailer.
Yeah, which would be really interesting because like I don't think they were silenced guns back then. Like
Yeah,
she
no,
might not. I wonder if she'll use a gun
I don't know.
or if she'll just have guns shot at her.
I
Which should
think
be
I think it's really funny, um, because there's all this like discourse on all the like the HEMA communities and like they're always like, oh, guns are for they're just more barbarian, swords are more like more gentlemanly, and and I'm like, man, as
yeah.
soon as
Such a
this,
Star Wars thing to say. Don't they say something about that?
yeah, it's so funny because like as soon as the samurais got guns, they just like, oh, this is amazing. So like historically, they're like, yeah, and then they're like, you mean I can stay back here and hit him over there and don't need arrows?
Yeah. Did you watch what was the show?
Uh,
Shogun.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They get the cannon and they're just so amazed by the cannons.
Yeah.
Man. That show was so good. I need to go watch that again. I actually, not to segue, yeah, we'll have to talk about the movies we watched and stuff. I think I'm going to go through the Predator movies next. Because I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of them all the way through except for the AVPs.
Really?
And then I've watched one of the Predator movies, but I don't remember which one. So, oh, and a lie, I watched Prey.
Okay.
Prey was amazing.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Prey made me want to watch the rest of them, and now that I'm seeing the trailer, I'm like, okay, I gotta go back. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. I'll say more when we come back around.
Okay. I actually have not seen any movies this week, of course. Did you watch any new movies?
No. Yeah, been busy. So semi prepping for the Ren Fair. So I just haven't sat down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we can get into the movie news then. We can start with Predator Badlands. We got a new trailer. Confirms that it takes place in the Aliens universe still.
Yep.
So that was pretty big. Also saw this somewhere on the line. Was caught that one of the skulls in his library of like things that he's killed is from Independence Day.
Yes. Yes. I was like, that's weird looking. And then I scrolled down. I was on Twitter, and I like scrolled down, and like 2 comments later, people had the picture of the skull and then the alien. I was like, oh
Yeah, I don't. It would be such a dumb crossover, but I would be totally fine with it. Like,
yeah, I know. Um,
I don't know what it'd be. Would it be predators? Like they'd have their planet. Independence Day will come, like try to conquer their planet. And they're like, "This is Independence Day!" Rah! Now, you can't see as I'm on the podcast, but I'm doing the like mouth thing the predators do.
yeah, the crab mouth thing. Yeah. Um, that was pretty good, Cody.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the trailer took me by surprise because
Mhm.
the one of like a leak was like, oh yeah, it's like post-apocalyptic. I was like, oh, that's sick. And then now it's like, oh wait, this is
Yeah.
like sci-fi planet somewhere else. Like not at all what I was expecting. And it looks really cool.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm down for it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have issues with the predator, having a hairline. He's got a small forehead.
It's like a widow's peak going on.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm for it. I think he looks really cool. I know a lot of people are against it. Um, People getting weirdly racist about a alien fictional monster.
I know.
I watched some of the comments and I was like, okay.
I had a good laugh at the comments because some of them were so obscene, but like I like how are you even
Yeah.
getting this about an alien? Like
Right. I'm so confused by it. Like,
um
um,
I think it's supposed to be a really
I
young
think they probably. Oh yeah, yeah,
I was gonna say
100%.
I think it's supposed to be a really young alien or predator,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, I suppose like in his teenage years, and gonna be
yeah.
like one of the main character, will be the protagonist, or that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
I think they made him more human looking, so that they could pull a little more emotion out of it,
Mm-hmm.
out of the character through the motion mocap and stuff. I'm assuming it's mocap. I'd be very surprised if he's special effects, if he's
I
practical
don't
effects.
I don't know. Because I think in Prey they had it was
I
like
think he was in a suit.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then they reanimated the face.
Okay. So I
So
can see something like
yeah.
that. I'm assuming because he does have kind of he has a more humanoid face than anything else we've ever seen. I'm guessing in some way that's gonna like transfer over more emotions for the character
Mm-hmm.
because they need that. He can't just be angry and scary all the time. He needs to show a little bit of character. He's gonna be the main character of the thing. Alien stuff's pretty crazy. I
Yeah.
don't know if we'll see an alien in this, or are we setting up for an AVP 3?
Um, I hope so. I really do. I also hope Arnold makes an appearance in this.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
As Terminator, though.
yeah, just like
Not as his character from
let's have all the
Predator.
crossovers, all of them, every bit of them.
Yeah.
Um,
That would actually be crazy. A Terminator versus Predator would be really good.
so originally, Alien, the first movie, was set in the same universe as Blade Runner,
Oh, okay, because Ridley Scott.
and I want to say it was the freight company that was trying to scrap the ship or something is like in Blade Runner. Like there's a way they cross over, and I can't remember exactly how they do it.
I'd have to look that up.
So that means this technically is canon if the aliens heads in this. So that means that like all these
Yeah,
exist in the Blade Runner universe, which is wild to me.
that's cool.
To have Ryan Gosling
Yeah.
and then just like there's a predator floating around.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I feel like he would die actually really quickly now that I'm thinking about it. He
Yeah.
was a bit too noir to be taken on a Predator.
Yeah.
That would be it would be cool like noir thing for him to like find the Predator. Like, there's just a mass murderer going across around the city streets. And he's trying
Mhm.
to figure out why, and it's just Predator hunting things.
That is actually a
Would be awesome.
Batman comic.
Okay, that
from
makes sense.
from the 90s,
That
and
tracks.
that is the exact premise, and it's really campy but good.
I was gonna say they have right now. They're working on a Predator. It's Predator kills the Marvel universe, from what I've gathered.
Yeah.
That could be really interesting. I love the I haven't read a lot of them, but like the like Punisher, kills the universe and all those. I wish that they would do more with I wish DC would do some more of those because it's all Marvel. It really gets into that. But like a Batman defeats, I guess they probably could kill defeats the DC universe. Would be
Yeah.
really neat. He's always got these contingency plans.
Um. Yeah. Like I think there's 3 of these comics, and they're all pretty great. I think there's also Batman versus
Batman and
Alien.
okay, that's a
Um.
weird one.
It is like I think in the first one he has like this full suit of armor. It's pretty cool. Sorry, I could get distracted on
Yeah,
that,
let's check
but
it out.
yeah,
Very cool.
it's fun.
Speaking of Marvel, the Blade movie with Michelle Ali is finally dead. We kind of assumed it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Will not be resurrecting to drink her blood.
No.
I'm really bummed about it.
The fact
I
that
wanted this to be their first good rated R movie. Not that Daredevil or not that Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't good, but this would have been cinematically good. I
which
feel like.
brings us back to the joke about there only ever being one blade, because
Yeah.
there is only ever
Did
going
he
to be
know?
one blade. I bet they did.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, there's only one blade. I'm super bummed about it. I think it would have been a really cool. But you were saying there's a rumor out there, a theory out there that was it Sinners?
Yep,
Is that the name
Sinners.
of it?
Yeah,
Is that script redone?
yeah. So, 'cause I think Ryan Coogler, I believe, was set to direct it, The Blade.
Okay.
Um, maybe I'm wrong. I at one point,
He's gone through
um,
so many hands now too.
yeah, at one point I want to say he was in the talks to do it, but yeah. So that's what I was reading. Like a lot of people think that, especially people who've actually read the Blade script, the original, that was a period piece. They're like,
Hmm.
yeah, like this is very similar to what the Blade was supposed to be. Um,
Okay, it's really cool.
I just, I think they'll do it again. They'll pick it back up, but it'll be hard.
Hmm. I feel like they've gotten really far away from wanting to do. They got so into the multiverse stuff
Mm-hmm.
that they've gone away from the mini teams, and I think the mini teams would have been a better way to do it than going straight to the multiverse. I think we could have waited on the multiverse, honestly.
Yep.
It looks like I feel like we're still getting a young Avengers. As far as I know, that's still happening. And I think we're gonna get a Midnight Suns, but I don't think they're going all in on the Midnight Suns the way they were. I think Blade would have been a big part of that. They had
Mhm.
the Black Knight, Dark Knight. Definitely not the Dark Knight. That's DC. In Eternals, I think it's the sword.
Oh yeah, I think it is Black
Kit
Knight.
Harington,
Is it Black Knight?
Black Knight,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, I felt like they were gonna do a Midnight Suns team, and the Midnight Suns team probably doesn't really matter too much in a Marvel multiverse thing, and so it was getting too far off track. But I think having all these different little team ups would have been really cool to do. I would have been down to see more build up for Thunderbolts before we get Thunderbolts, but
Yeah. I agree, and it is Black Knight, which is also the name of a 2001 movie with Martin Lawrence. So
really good movie. Rated R stoner comedy, but very funny.
I've never watched it, so that's funny. Oh, like wait,
Really, I've seen it so many times. It was always on TV for some reason for me. Martin Lawrence goes to a Renaissance festival and he falls in this moat.
oh, that's
And the moat
awesome.
is so nasty looking. But he wakes up and he's in this like creek by a castle in medieval times. He goes back in time,
That's awesome.
and yeah, they're like, "What are you dressed at?" He's still wearing like his jersey and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I'm French."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I haven't seen it in so long. That's fun. Oh. But yeah, I don't know. I think that they were gonna do. It feels like they were gonna do a lot more of those, and the multiverse has kind of gotten in the way of it.
Yep.
I've read that the multiverse is supposed to be kind of like the not Doomsday, the next one after that, Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I think is supposed to kind of reboot the world in a way, kind of be a fresh reset. And what I expect to see from there is probably less connection to things and more multiversal, just one offs. And doing
Yeah.
like, because then when they join together, they can do whatever they want with an Avengers movie without having to connect so many dots.
Yeah, and I actually think that is the take that James Gunn's gonna do with the DC is like,
Hmm.
and I can see Marvel doing that because the idea of this like big interconnected movie verse is really cool, but now it's like it's almost been 20 years. It's getting really
Yeah.
convoluted. Like it's getting too hard. The
So they can
comics
make. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the comics reset like every 5 to 10 years. So
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like the Fantastic Four is going to be kind of them dipping their toes. I think the performance of Fantastic Four is going to really dictate what um the next phase of Marvel looks like. If it does really well, I think we'll get those one-off different world outside what they call it, the UCM
mhm.
movies. But this is just a theory. I don't know. I've been watching Marvel my entire life. And so that's what I expect.
That's so
I
crazy.
think it was 12. I think I was 12 years old when the Hulk came out.
Yeah. Which one? Edward Norton?
Um
Or
Edward Norton's, yeah.
yeah,
I was way young when the other one came out.
same.
You really grew up with it too.
Mhm.
Younger than me, but you were probably watching. Do you watch the Hulk in theaters?
I didn't watch any theaters. Well, I watched
Okay.
the Ang Lee one in theaters. I don't. Oh no, I watched them both in theaters. When
Wow.
when did Incredible Hulk
I
come
definitely
out?
didn't see Ang Lee's in theaters. Didn't even know what the Hulk was back then.
When did that come out? 2008. I was I was 12 when that came out. Oh,
Okay. How old would I have been? 2008, 1992 would be. I'd be 16. I was a little older than I thought I was.
okay. Could have drove
Right.
yourself.
Now we're doing math. It's been so long I've forgotten.
Sorry if you guys can hear the dial-up sounds going as we're trying to math.
Yeah. You said what came out when? The Hulk?
2008.
2008.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was 16 years old. Okay. I've been watching it for over half my life, I guess.
Oh, that makes me feel.
Wait, Iron Man came out before Hulk.
Did it? It did,
Yeah,
but I think it came out the same year. It did.
that could be. 2008, yeah.
My brother was born in 2008. He's 16.
There you go.
He drives. That's scary.
He grew up with Marvel movies.
He literally did. Yeah. Like he's known nothing but Marvel
That's funny.
movies.
Yeah. I was so hyped when Marvel started putting stuff together.
Yeah.
Like we saw Iron Man and the end of Hulk, and I was like, what?
I'm-
This is crazy.
It's so crazy to me that there are kids who don't know what it was like during the dark times of superhero movies pre
Yeah.
2008.
Spider-Man movies.
Because we had Spider-Man, and then we had the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and then everything else was like a dark time. So
Yeah. The Batman movies were so good. Daredevil wasn't. Green Lantern, real gem of a movie.
it's a real emerald of a movie.
Yeah. Oh,
2011. Oh,
it was rough. I remember. We'll keep going on the movies. The last piece of news. I think this is really cool. We're getting a Split Fiction movie. Split
Yeah.
Fiction is the video
Yep.
game. If you don't know what it is, I would suggest you check it out. I think it's a really cool idea. I have not played it yet, but I really like the idea. It is a co-op game. There is a character that is in a sci-fi world, and there's a character in a fantasy world, and you split screen co-op, and you can jump into each other's worlds as you're playing. It looks like on a track system, and so a split fiction movie I think would be really cool. Especially, I don't know how you would do it right, but I would love if the movie was like split screen in the movie,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
and then you could just jump in and out of the worlds. I don't know how they would do that writing wise, but
Okay, so I actually watched a short film at the Fort Smith Film Festival last year, and they did that, and it was done really, really well, and it was a student film. And I've never witnessed a big budget film do it, but they were like on a date, and like leading up to the date, it was split screen, and then they walked into the frame, and the bar disappeared as they merged into the same scene,
that's
and then
cool.
it was seamless. It was almost one take, and then, like, I don't know how they did that, like, the way they cut it, because it was almost one take from both perspectives traveling, and then they just stopped, and then, like, the bar disappeared, and then they just, like, embraced each other. I'm like, "How did you do that?" And then the rest of the
That's
film
so cool.
was, like, they're having, like, this like, basically, they were breaking up, and so, like, they go on this, like, melodramatic, like, "Man, this sucks. I don't wanna do this," and the screen splits back in half, and they're like traveling, and it's like they're like doing stuff. They end up back together at the end. So there's multiple times where the screen splits, but it's almost done seamlessly in one take. And I'm like, this is a student film in Hollywood.
So it could be done.
Yeah, yeah, no budget. It was excellent.
That's really cool.
It blew me away.
There we go. Sydney Sweeney is going to be. I love that IGN is like Madam Web's Sydney Sweeney. I was like, you probably should give her literally any other accolade.
anything else.
um, like she's got to be in more than that. I can't find. They had other movies listed somewhere. It's Sydney Sweeney, uh, but also the director is the director that did the uh, oh Wizard of Oz, Wicked. That directed Wicked, and Wicked was really visually stunning.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Um, Story Kitchen is also involved, which is the video game adaptation specialist behind the Sonic films. They are assembling writers, a director, and cast. So yeah, it could be really cool. John M. Chu is the director.
Okay,
Script written by
yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine screenwriters Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. I mean, it seems like a really good team.
It does, yeah.
I'm trying to find literally anything else that Sydney Sweeney's in.
Anything
Just,
else. She was in Euphoria, I know that, but other
Okay,
than that,
there we go.
I don't know.
The White Lotus,
Okay, haven't watched that.
Handmaid's Tale.
Haven't watched that.
Handmaid's Tale would have been better than.
Right.
Uh,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
okay, I don't know any of these.
So I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I don't remember her in that. Weird.
I don't know.
Tons.
The Vikes.
Tons of. Oh wait. Oh, it's Angels and Stardust. I saw Stardust. And I got excited. I was like, wait, she wasn't in that. She was in something else
A
recently.
lot of it looks like indie movies that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, a lot of indie horror. Spider City.
There's one just literally spiders.
ZMD, Zombies of Mass Destruction.
But yeah, again,
Yeah.
all of these are better than Metal Web.
Any of them. Any of them.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
I still need to watch it. I have not watched Madam Web. I should preface. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I doubt it from what I've heard. And I watched Craven the Hunter. So
You have to complete
That
the Sony Marvel Universe.
yeah, I've watched everything else. I need to. Madam Web is just such a difficult for me
It's
to get on.
it's like the Infinity Stones of bad movies. You've got one more.
Yeah.
You got one more.
Yeah. Morbius. Did you watch Morbius?
No.
it's it's rough. My favorite thing is Matt Smith is the villain in that, but he just plays his character, the Doctor from
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
That's so funny.
If the Doctor was a bad guy.
Only thing I know from that movie is when he said it's Morbin time.
It's Morbid time, but yeah. uh, yeah, that's a movie. But I've been told that Kraven the Hunter is way better than Madam Web.
That's
And
such
Kraven
a
the
low
Hunter is
bar.
terrible.
That's such a low bar. Like the bar's so low that you can't even climb underneath it.
Yeah.
Like paper won't fit
I would
underneath
lose that limbo game.
Yeah.
Lose that limbo game for sure. That's all the movie news we have. We can get into TV. I have watched a little bit of TV. We did Noah. Have I? Yes. The last thing I would have watched was episode 2 of Last of Us. I don't think I watched that on Sunday night. I'm trying to think if I watched that last week or not for the podcast. I did. And I probably talked about it. Last of Us has been rough. In a good way. Emotional. But I don't think I'm caught up. I don't think I've watched it anymore since we last had a podcast.
We did watch it or we talked about it because we were making golfing jokes. So
yeah, that's right. The other thing I watched was the first episode of Andor. Didn't know there would be 3 episodes out. And
Okay.
Andor is, as far as this first episode, is amazing. It's so good. It does not feel like a Star Wars show in a good way. Like it just is a totally different world. I also love the diplomatic Senate stuff.
Hmm.
I never really enjoyed Star Wars politics that much. And episodes 1, 2, and 3, I feel like they really got into the politics of the galaxy. And I found myself really annoyed. This makes it really interesting.
I don't even like real life politics, but I've always enjoyed Star Wars
Fair.
politics. Maybe it's because like there's like a blue alien giving a speech about tariffs. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then, like real life, oh, I don't know. Like, leave me alone. So only thing I know about Andor season 2 is that I think it's the second or third episode has sparked some debate online, and I won't get into it because major spoilers. But
yeah, I'd be really interested in that too, because that'll be really big for Star Wars.
We'll see if you're a real Star Wars fan.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the robot. As you say, I questioned my Star Wars card. KS21? KS12? Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk the robot is making a return in the show, and I'm really excited about that. Alan Tudyk's his name, right?
I think so.
It's Tudyk for sure.
We're searching, frantically
Yeah,
typing.
Alan Tudyk. We're good. I did it right. KS something. One of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and he's gonna be in the show. I was like, that's awesome. I believe this show's gonna take place over like 4 years. Of like, because it's supposed to be this is the final season until, and then you watch Rogue One afterwards. So I'd be curious to watch how much they time jump and stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
You been watching any other TV shows?
I have not.
No.
As soon
Okay,
as Oblivion came out, I just basically shut down for a minute.
Yeah, it's fair.
So
totally fair. Well, we'll get into TV then. We got a first look at Liam Hemsworth as Geralt.
the Geralt we have at home.
Yeah. I feel bad for Liam. Whoever his publicist is, or agent is, just must not like him very much.
Yeah, when him and Miley Cyrus had their whole breakup, divorce, I don't know, everyone started hating him, and I think his agent must have been on Miley's side because this is not good. I would be embarrassed.
It's not fair.
It's not
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, like, I I don't know. So my thing is Henry Cavill's problem with the Netflix show, and the reason they fired him or quit or whatever happened was because he was too holding on too closely to the source material. So that means that when they were looking for another actor, they were just like, "How much do you care about this show?" And he's gonna be like, "Not at all." And they're like, "Great, you can come on and be our new Geralt.
And
We need someone who doesn't."
his
Go ahead.
Geralt costume looks like an Alibaba Geralt costume.
Yeah, we just came back from the Renaissance Festival and we were looking at all these like costumings because not just his, and I'm like, we've literally seen better costuming at Ren Fair.
It just reminded me there was a Geralt there, and it looked like Geralt, like from the video
It looked
games.
better than
Yeah, I
it
was
looked
like,
better than-
I had to do like a triple take because I was like, "Whoa, that's really good." I went
I
to
think
take a
I saw
photo.
him. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
funny.
It's rough. So Liam, I'm sorry. Like they set you up to fail. Like you can act your heart out and do an amazing job, and I don't think it's gonna help.
So speaking of Liam, and this is really awful, I forgot he was in the Hunger Games, like the movies.
I did to you. Yeah.
And I was watching someone do commentary, and I was like, "Oh," they kept calling him the lesser Hemsworth, and I'm like, "Wait, is that him? He looks different." Yeah, it was him.
It's so mean.
It's so
He
mean.
does okay. I think he just puts himself in really bad roles.
Hey, a paycheck's a paycheck.
Yeah, it's true. We have Love, Death, and Robots season 4. We got a cast for it. We mentioned Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is part of that cast, along with John Boyega and the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's a choice.
Just waiting for my call. Should be any day now that I get a role, I think.
You'll be a space pirate.
Yeah, I mean literally anything. Paycheck's a paycheck.
Yeah. Just I'll be a cardboard box in the background. Just put my name on it.
Yeah, I would love to be a robot. I want to be their Alan Tudyk. Let me voice a robot. That'd be great. Oh, I want to do the cat thing. Oh, I don't remember where they are. They're 3 robots. They were in the first 2 seasons. I found out I'm a season behind. I didn't know there was a season 3. But they're 3 robots and they run around, and then one of them like finds a cat, and so they start quoting exploding kittens.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's one of my favorites. They're so good. Love, Death, the Robots is a very mature show. Just a heads up if you've never watched it before. But it is just animators. It's an anthology, so they kind of do whatever they want. And a lot of them, they're very artistic, but really well done.
Yeah, they're all just phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think any of them that I was like, that one was kind of bad. I think I've loved all of them so far. My favorite, it was the episode 1, and it no longer is. I thought that was really weird of them for season 1, where it's the alien like dogfighting match.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. Sunny's something, but again, very mature. A lot of nudity in that one, but
Yeah.
I just want a show of that world, in that universe.
Yeah, there was a couple. There was one, and I'm trying to remember what episode it was. I think it was the first season, but it was like this girl witnesses a murder, and she's like on the run, and it's like the
Yeah.
visuals were so good in that episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. It's so good. We also have a new Star Wars show announced. I know we just had Star Wars Day. This came days after Star Wars Celebration. And I love this. So it's screenwriter Nick Hughes who did what maybe it's this former coach. How's it doing? Oh, Carlton Hughes, sorry. And Nick Hughes are working together, and they worked on Lost. um, along with like Jack Ryan and a few other things. So I don't think it'll be a Star Wars Lost as fun as that would be. Probably more like a Jack Ryan situation.
I
But it says there are practically no other details available about the show, such as which characters it will include, when it will take place in the Star Wars timeline, or which actors will be cast.
I hope it's about Jar Jar Binks
Yeah.
after Revenge of the Sith.
I'd hope that they didn't just hire a director and say, make something without a plan in place for that to be. That seems like a bad way to do these shared universes, is go ahead and throw something together.
What do you mean, Cody? That is how they did the entire sequel trilogy.
That's true.
Plan? What's a plan?
It drives me nuts. But I don't know. That sounds really cool. Give us Star Wars Lost. I want to watch a whole show where I just don't know what's happening, but it's in space.
And they all wake up in a church.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Sorry if people are too young for that reference, but you know.
um, the Force will just be the Holy Ghost. It was. Cool. But that's all the TV shows, TV news. I think that's it for the podcast. You geeking out about anything else this week?
I mean, Oblivion. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More Oblivion.
More Oblivion.
Sounds good. Well, we will end the podcast there then. Let's yeah, where can they find you?
You can find me at Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok under @DifferentLensMedia.
And you can find me on TikTok as well at Cody Armour. And Instagram, of course. Keep gaming, keep praying. God bless.
It's on!